In this video, we're going to go over 5 easy moves to quickly release tightness in the back. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over 5 exercises that can quickly relieve stiffness, tightness, and pain in your back. And to make it really easy, that way you can target the area that needs it the most, I broke the video up into 2 separate parts. In the first part, we're going to focus more on the lower back, while in the second part, we're going to focus more on the upper back. All the exercises work just a little bit differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. So let's begin by targeting the lower back. This one is really good because it's going to be able to pinpoint specific spots that have the most amount of tightness, especially like a muscle spasm or a muscle knot. For this one, we just need something soft and round. A tennis ball works perfectly. If you don't have one, you can also just roll up several large socks into a ball. It should work. So let's start lying flat on our back in bed or on a floor. What I'm going to do is take my ball and place it right over the spot in my lower back that I'm having the most amount of pain or tightness. It's really important with this one though to only place it over muscle. Don't place it over anything that feels bony, including the spine, because that can cause irritation. And then what you're going to do is kind of roll your body over it, and you just want to gently press your body weight down into the ball to the point where it's going to be a comfortable self-massage. From here, what you want to focus on doing is rocking your hips forward and backward just like this. So you can kind of just put your hands right on your hips and then rock them back. What this will do is cause that ball to glide over that muscle tightness, and it usually feels really good, like a really good deep massage. I like to go over one spot roughly about 5 to 10 seconds and then release it. See how it feels. If it feels pretty good, you can just move the ball over any spot across the lower back, including the other side, and just keep repeating this until everything is nice and loose. But to take this one to the next level, especially if you have a muscle knot in the lower back that just doesn't want to release, this is what we can do. Let's place that ball right over that spot, and whatever side that you have the ball on, for me it's my left side, what you want to do is just take that knee, bend it, grab around your knee with your hands and just slowly pull your knee towards your chest and then press your body weight down. This will intensify that massage. And what you want to do with this one too is just kind of rock forward, backward, side to side. You're probably going to notice that one of these movements just works out a little bit better. But just keep building into that over and over again. Repeat over any spot that's needed, and hopefully that gives very quick lower back pain relief. So this is what I call the twist and lean stretch, and it's wonderful because you can pretty much do it anytime, anywhere. Let's start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back as straight as possible. Whatever side that you're having the most amount of back pain, let's say it's your right side, what you're going to do is start off by placing your arms right out in front of you, kind of like a genie position, and you're going to slowly turn towards the other side. So if it's on my right side, I'm going to turn towards my left, just to the point where I feel a really good deep stretch forming across my back. Once I feel that, I'm going to hold this position and now take it to the next level by tilting downward like this. So I'm kind of lowering my shoulder and elbow towards the floor. Do this one slowly because it's really going to intensify this stretch. You should pretty much feel it from the bottom of the ribs going into the lower back towards the top of the hip. Really focus on feeling it in the lower back. And once you do, hold this comfortably for about 20 to 30 seconds, and during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. From there, you're just going to relax, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, just try to build into it a little bit more. And from there, even if the other side doesn't hurt, I would recommend throwing in a couple repetitions just to help keep everything nice and loose. So with this exercise, we're actually going to switch gears and focus a little bit more on our front side. A big overlooked cause of back pain actually comes from tightness in our core muscles. So we want to focus on everything to make sure that we get the most relief. Here's a really easy exercise to do this that I call the Cobra Scorpion. What we're going to do is start on our stomach in bed or on a floor. The first movement is going to be the Cobra. So I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to place them right off to my side, roughly around my shoulders. And then I tuck my elbows in towards my side. Now, using your upper body strength and your arm strength, what you're going to do is press up like this, lifting your chest upward towards the ceiling as much as you can. but you want to focus on keeping your hips and pelvis flat, so don't let them lift up like this. But the more that you press up, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch over the front side, over the core muscles that works into the pelvis, over the top of your thighs. Let's hold this one for about 20 seconds, and during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. From there, you can lower down like this, relax, take a breather. But I would try to repeat this about 3 to 5 times, and with each repetition, just build into it a little bit more. So let's take this one to the next level and focus a little bit more on our lower back. So I'm going to do now what is called the scorpion. Let's start off by supporting our upper body weight on our forearms just like this. My arms are roughly in a V shape. I just put my hands together. From here, I'm going to bend my knees at 90 degrees, put my legs together. And now, keeping my upper body and torso flat, I'm going to slowly start to move through my waist and lower back, lowering my legs towards the floor. Really focus on moving through the lower back because you're going to feel a deep stretch form, not only in the core, but across pretty much your hips and back. I go to a point where it's a deep stretch, hold this one for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then just like a windshield wiper, I go towards the other side and repeat. Doing this one nice and slowly for about 5 to 10 repetitions on both sides. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels good, but you need a couple more repetitions, throw as many in as you like until everything is nice and loose. So these next 2 exercises are going to focus more across the upper back, and this first one is one of my personal favorites because it's going to find the right movement that offers the most relief. It's called the figure 8, and while this one might seem challenging at first, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to do. So let's break it down. We're going to start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back nice and straight. So essentially what we're going to do is trace a figure 8 with our elbows through 2 different movements. The first one being what is called extension. So essentially this one is just raising your elbows upward towards the ceiling until your back gets a really good stretch right in between the shoulder blades. And we're going to do this as we trace the top part of the 8. For the bottom part of the 8, we're going to go in reverse into flexion, so lowering our elbows towards the floor to the point where it feels like our upper back is rounding and we're getting a very good stretch. So let me show you how to do this one. Let's take our hands, put them right on the back of our head, and we're going to have our elbows straight in front of us. And we're just going to start by tracing the top part of that 8. So just do a big loop like this. As you get towards the top, really reach upwards towards the ceiling as much as you can until you feel that good stretch, and then slowly come back down like this to the middle part of the 8. And then we're just going to repeat this, going into flexion for the bottom part. As we reach the bottom, just reach downward as much as you can with your elbows until you feel that stretch, and then come back up. But you're just going to do this one nice and slowly for about 5 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And then from there, I switch up the direction and go in reverse and repeat this about 5 more times. It just hits the muscles a little bit differently. But again, the nice thing about this exercise, you're going to find that one certain movement just hits that pain, that tightness the best. Like for me, it's when I swing up towards the right. So at that point, I just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose, or I'm not getting any more improvement. For this next exercise, we're going to need a flat, elevated surface. Depending on your height level, you can use the edge of a bed, a table, or a chair. And if you do have a lot of knee sensitivity, I would recommend grabbing a pillow or towel and placing underneath them for extra comfort. So let's break this one down. What we're going to do is start off by placing our hands on the back of our head, slightly tucking our chin towards our chest, and then placing our elbows in the back of our arms right at the edge of that table or whatever you're using. From here, you're just going to rock your whole body backward, taking your butt downward towards your heels. Build into this one slowly because you're going to feel a great stretch forming in your upper back that works downward in between the shoulder blades all the way towards the lower back. Once you feel that deep, comfortable stretch, you now want to hold this one for 20 to 30 seconds. And during that time, just do slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. Rock forward, take a breather, and then repeat this one 3 to 5 times. With each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, what we can do is what is called threading the needle. So I'm going to get back into my original stretch, but I'm going to take one arm off, keep my elbow at 90 degrees, and I'm just going to reach across towards the other side, scooping through my shoulder blade as much as I can. It just hits the muscles a little bit differently, and it usually is a little bit more of an intense stretch. Let's hold this for about 20 seconds. We're going to release it, and then we're going to repeat this on the other side. And just do this a couple times on both sides. But if it does feel like one side needs a little bit more attention, you can keep repeating this over and over again until everything is nice and loose. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.